There is no doubt that NCIS and its series of spin-off shows have been some of the most successful and most watched programs on TV for the past decade and a half, but despite its longevity, it has yet to hit hard times like most long-running shows have. In fact, this latest season has done something that the cast and crew never thought possible, and in today's video, we're going to reveal what it is that this season did and what the cast had to say about it. So stick around, because this is a video that you will not want to miss. First up, what record did this past season break? For starters, NCIS has already gone down in the TV history books thanks to the fact that the original program has been on for 19 full seasons and has been renewed for at least one more. Sure, it's on a season-to-season renewal basis now, but it has been on for 20 years for goodness sake. That's much longer than pretty much any other TV show that started in the early 2000s. But recently, the 19th season broke a record that has the cast and crew overjoyed, and I cannot wait to share the good news with you if you have not already heard. As you probably know, streaming services have been the downfall of cable television. Nobody wants to plan their days and lives around a TV show if they can just stream it at their leisure. And it's hard to blame people for defaulting to streaming services rather than cable in this day and age. Why this is so hard for shows that still run primarily on cable TV is their ratings are getting absolutely shot down the drain, as people are only using their cable for live TV events or sports, which means that it's really difficult for shows like NCIS to score high rankings like they once did. Back when cable was all we had to watch TV on, NCIS was commonly found amongst the highest rated and highest watched TV programs according to Nielsen, the company who records the highest watched shows. While NCIS has found a way to stay in the top end in terms of ratings, it was expected that, as the years went on and the viewers' attention got more and more focused on streaming sites, the views of NCIS would slowly dribble away until the show would inevitably get canceled due to lack of viewers. However, according to the 2021 to 22 Nielsen stats, this is far from the truth. In fact, NCIS found a way to not only stay relevant, but it has cracked the top 3 for most watched programs of the 2021 to 2022 Nielsen season. Crazy, right? It is the only show from the early 2000s to be even close in the Nielsen rankings. And not only that, but NCIS was the most watched scripted series of the 2021 to 22 season, which is insane considering the fact that it's the show's 19th season, for crying out loud. The cast and crew were stunned considering the setback and the time that has gone on, and some of the cast decided to thank the fans for their loyalty and longevity and promised to keep it going into next season. What did the crew have to say? The cast and crew are the lifeblood of any TV series, and that is obviously no exception for NCIS, who have had an extremely dedicated cast and crew team since 2003. However, fans and NCIS employees alike had to say goodbye to a longtime fan favorite, which some thought would mark the beginning of the end of the show. But despite the setback, that was far from the truth. Longtime favorite character Leroy Jethro Gibbs, who was portrayed for the entirety of the character's tenure by Mark Harmon, left the show after 19 seasons, which many thought would be the death blow for the show. But despite the fans being sad about the character's departure, the fans continued to come back week after week to see what the rest of the gang was up to. This was a shock to everyone, as usually the death or departure of a longtime character in a show is usually the downfall of said show. I mean, just look at shows like Grey's Anatomy after Derek Shepherd died, or The Walking Dead after they decided to stay true to the comics and kill off Glenn. Both of these shows suffered major backlash in terms of viewers, and while neither show completely died, as Grey's is still on to this day, and The Walking Dead had 7 more seasons following that fateful episode, they were truly never the same for the OG fans of the show, and it didn't take long for both shows to dip in both quality and viewers. Retaining fans is often hard for longtime shows, especially when they start to lose the original cast members, but NCIS has a special trance on their viewers, which saw them come back week after week, and one actor in particular had nothing but praise for the loyal fans. Brian Dietzen, who has famously been playing Jimmy Palmer since the beginning of the show, took to Twitter to thank the fans and show off the record that the show has now set. In his tweet to the fans, Dietzen said, "Thanks for watching season 19, everyone. See you in the fall," along with the looking eyes emoji and a link to the Nielsen article that outlined the fact that the 19th season of the show found a way to keep the show at the top of the viewers' charts with an average audience of 6.3 million viewers per episode. The show has been renewed for its 20th season, which will debut in the fall of this year. And if it does well, which I am certain it will, then it will most likely lead to the continuation of the show to its 21st season and beyond. How long can this show go on for? Some shows just don't know when to quit, and they end up leaving a sour taste in the mouths of their longtime fans by not stopping when they're ahead. Only a few shows have found the perfect stopping place in which they left their fans wanting more, and yet they delivered a satisfying ending. Shows like Breaking Bad or The Sopranos are great examples as fans wanted more, but we're happy that the show went out on top rather than dragging on until the show was no longer worth watching. Will NCIS go down a similar path, or will it go until there are simply no more crimes to stop? Well, that's just the thing. Procedural shows have yet to fall out of favor with fans, and not only that, but as long as the writers can find a way to adapt the crimes and criminals to the times, then the amount of crime will never fall, and they can continue to keep the show fresh and new while still feeling familiar and true to the show's roots. Not only that, but NCIS has spawned a line of spin-off shows, such as NCIS LA and NCIS Hawai'i, which essentially guarantees that fact that NCIS will always have some sort of content to fall back on, as a crossover is never out of the question. Not only that, but it seems like fans can simply never get enough of their favorite characters continuing to grow and stop crimes. So honestly, as long as the cast is willing to come back for another season, it seems like the fans will be too. And if that's the case, I don't see anyone over at NCIS wanting to slow down anytime soon, as who would turn down a guaranteed paycheck and guaranteed resume booster just to continue playing a character that you've been playing for years? It is literally an actor's dream, and as long as there are fans to watch, there will be crimes to solve. But how much longer can this crew keep it up? As we just saw, some of the original crew are getting bored of their role and are willing to leave, like Gibbs did in season 19. How much longer do we have with our OG cast? Dietzen may not be too old to keep playing Palmer, but he is certainly no spring chicken like he was in 2003, and LL Cool J is certainly starting to show signs of his age as well. How long will it be before one of them or both of them decide that they want to explore different avenues before they get too old to act? Or what if they decide that they are too old to keep doing this and they get out on their own terms? The show may try to recast them or bring in new characters to replace them, but we all know what happens then. They try to make these new characters just as good as Dietzen and Cool J, just to find out that neither of them can truly be replaced and the show crashes and burns. While I'm not wishing for this to happen, I am predicting that this show unfortunately doesn't have much time left. And if you're a fan, enjoy it while it lasts, because it may be gone much sooner than you think. But for now, let's enjoy the Nielsen topping record that season 19 has captured and continue to hope that the show can keep doing this for seasons to come. That's all we have for you guys on the channel today. Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's video, and we will see you all in the next one.